Okay, so we are combining chapters 22.1 and 22.3. We're going to skip 22.2 because we don't need that one. Okay? 22.1 is about identifying or naming different solid figures. So we're going to be able to do that by the end of today's math lesson. And also to find the surface area of various solid figures. So this chart shows how many faces, how many edges, and how many vertices each 3D figure has. Okay, so as we discussed earlier, a net is a flat pattern that can be folded into a solid figure. So here are several nets, okay, and I want you, let's talk about, our job is to predict whether these nets, if you folded them up, if they would form a rectangular prism, a cube, or neither, okay? So let's look at number 1 here. If we folded this net up, would it be a cube, a rectangular prism, or neither? Ruba? It would be a cube. Good, I'll put C for cube. Okay, what about figure number 2? If we folded that one up, if we cut it out and folded it up, would it be a rectangular prism, a cube, or neither? Atharva?
A cube?
It would not be a cube, no. Goni? It would not be a rectangular prism. Nadia? None. Because, Goni, let's take a look. Would this be a rectangular prism? Do we have any rectangles there, or do we only have squares? So could it be a rectangular prism? No. And Atharva, let's look at number 2. Could that be a cube? If we folded it up, would the 6 faces be where they need to be?
No.
No. Okay. Let's look at number 3. Would number 3 be a cube, a rectangular prism, or neither? Dara? Rectangular prism. Very good. Number 4. If we folded up number 4, would that be a cube, a rectangular prism, or neither? Sakshi?
Neither.
Why would it be neither? There's 9 faces? Look carefully. There's 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, 4 here, and then 5 in the middle. So there's only 5 faces. So would it be a rectangular prism with only 5 faces? It's missing a face, right? So that would be neither. What about number 5 here? Look carefully at number 5. Ria, would number 5 be a cube, a rectangular prism, or neither? Neither. Why do you know it would be neither? Well, do all the sides need to be the same length to be a rectangular prism? Why do we know that that would be neither? Carmel?
Actually, it kind of looks like a rectangular prism to me.
Why do you think it would be a rectangular prism?
Because, well, first of all, a rectangular prism basically needs 2 rectangular faces.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like one on top of each other.
Okay. Does this one have that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it needs about 4 to like connect them.
How many
like,
faces does a rectangular prism need?
6.
6. Does it have 6 faces? 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
How many edges does it need?
It needs 12.
Does this have 12 edges?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pretty sure. Yes.
Okay. And how many vertices does it need?
8.
How many vertices does this net have?
8.
Can you show us where they are?
So is.
Will you come up?
Yeah.
Why don't you come up and point to where the vertices would be?
So I know that over here would connect to over here because when it kind of folds, so I know this would be a vertice.
Okay.
And this in here would be a vertice because it connects down to here. So that's so far 3 vertices, I think. This here would also be a vertice.
So what you have to be able to do when you're looking at a net is you have to be able to visualize in your head what it would look like when you fold it up, right? And so yes, this would be a rectangular prism. All right, what about number 6? Would it be a cube, a rectangular prism, or neither? Look at it and think about what it would look like if you folded along all of those dotted lines. If you cut it out along the solid lines and then you folded it along the dotted lines. Hey, Mon?
I think it will be a cube.
Yep, it will be a cube. What about number 7? Would it be a rectangular prism, a cube, or neither? Arjun?
A rectangular prism.
Very good. What about number 8? Would it be a cube, a rectangular prism, or neither? Vienna?
Cube.
It would be a cube. Very good. So surface area is when you add up the areas of every face of a solid figure. So for example, with the triangular pyramid, how many areas would you be adding? Show me with your fingers. For a triangular pyramid, how many different areas would you be adding? How many areas? Yeah, you would have to add up 4 different areas, or actually 4 of the same areas possibly, because a triangular prism has 4 faces. Right, so you want to add up, in order to find the total surface area, you have to add up the area of each face in that figure. So let's look at this problem. Camilla needs to cover a small jewelry box with paper. The box is 8 centimeters long, 4 centimeters wide, and 2 centimeters high. What is the surface area of the jewelry box? Okay, so here they said the net right here, this net, shows this jewelry box when it is cut apart and laid flat. Yes? Thumbs up if you're with us so far. So here's the jewelry box in blue, and they made it into a net, right? They cut it apart and laid it flat, and there's all the measurements. So how many faces are there for a rectangular prism, Andre?
There are 6 faces.
Okay, 6 faces. So how many different areas do we need to add up in order to find the total surface area? 6 total areas. Okay, so let's talk about this area right here first, on the very side. What's the area of that? What's the length and what's the width? Ria? Okay, or the length is 4 centimeters and the width is 2 centimeters. So what's the area? 8 centimeters. Okay, let's talk about this face here. What's the length and what's the width? Archish.
The length is
8 centimeters?
8 centimeters, and the length is 2 centimeters.
And the width is 2 centimeters, so the area is 16 square centimeters. Is that the same as this face right here? Are those 2 faces the same? Okay, so that's why they have the right and the left are both 8 by 2 centimeters for a total of 16 centimeters square. The one that Ria was talking about that I circled in red, that's the same as this little one here too, huh? So that's also 4 centimeters by 2 centimeters for an area of 8 square centimeters. Is there one more face? Or 2 more faces? What about this rectangle here? What are the dimensions of that? The length times the width. What's the length and what's the width? Satvika?
It's so the width
Mm-hmm.
is 8 centimeters.
Okay, or they called the width 4 centimeters. Good.
Oh.
And the length is?
The length is 8
Good.
centimeters.
For a total area of 32 square centimeters. Is that the same as this one?
Yes.
Good, so that's why they have it on here twice. So you can see that they used a table to help them organize the different areas of each face, right? And in order to find the total surface area, what did they do? They added up all of these areas to get a total of 112 square centimeters. And that is the total surface area of this jewelry box.